It's pretty easy to get distracted these days, makes sense. Russia invaded Ukraine, inflation and gas prices hit historic highs. Elon Musk bought a ton of Twitter, Will Smith had his leash publicly yanked by his wife. There's been a lot going on. But in case it slipped by you, what with the media not doing their job and all, Biden's border crisis, still happening. Illegal aliens are pouring across the border by the hundreds of thousands, and it's about to get worse. A lot worse. The Biden administration is about to let a key Trump-era immigration program expire, and it's going to cause a tidal wave at the U.S. border that makes the historic surge of last year look like a slow trickle. Title 42 is a program enacted under the Trump administration that allowed many illegal aliens to be immediately expelled back to Mexico or their home countries after crossing the U.S. border illegally, all in the interest of public health. Now, this was a shift from Democrat presidents' policies that allowed them to be welcomed in, handed a bus ticket and a court date, and released into the U.S., often never to be seen or heard from again. Unless, of course, they raped somebody or run somebody over to crosswalk, and even then, In fact, about half the immigration decisions handed down in 2020 were issued in absentia, meaning the person never showed up. Now, the new rule was instated in March of 2020 in the early days of the COVID pandemic. Since then, the government has carried out about 1.7 million expulsions under the rule, with some illegal aliens getting booted multiple times. Now, consider this. Since Biden first took office in January of 2021, we've seen unprecedented numbers of illegal aliens caught at the southwest U.S. border. In fiscal year 2021, border agents caught 1,734,686 illegal aliens trying to cross into the U.S. illegally. And those are just the ones we caught. In the first 5 months of this fiscal year, so October through the end of February, so far we've caught 838,685 more. But apparently that's not insane enough. Thanks to the end of Title 42, the Biden administration is now anticipating having to process as many as 18,000 illegal aliens a day. For reference, they currently process about 7,000 a day, so this is that times 2 plus some. That's how fast this crisis will balloon if we end the one real program we've got that's turning people away. If illegal aliens are once again allowed into the United States and turned loose into the country based on nothing more than an asylum claim to spend years waiting for a court date that most of them won't even show up to. Even Obama's former DHS Secretary Jay Johnson says that this is a terrible idea, by the way.
Immigration is a very market-sensitive phenomenon. It reacts sharply to perceived and real changes in our enforcement policy up here. So the lifting of Title 42, I'm sure that news is circulating right now in Central America. If I'd had my druthers, and I don't, I would have argued, can we lift this perhaps later in the summer when it gets hotter and the numbers do slow down? We're right now in the peak season.
No, of course, his solution is to just wait until the summer when illegal immigration dies down a little on its own, because Texas and Arizona are about 1 billion degrees in the shade. If you're going to turn on the spigot, just wait till then. Or maybe here's a thought. Maybe we use the gray matter God gave us between our own ears and we don't turn it on at all. Because, by the way, we currently have a backlog of 1.7 million immigration cases awaiting their day in court. By CBS's own admission, only 176,359 immigration court cases were completed in FY 2020. That means that even if you didn't add a single case more at this rate, our current backlog would take over 10 years to get through, and we're about to load on countless more. But instead of protecting America's interests, the Biden administration is intent on overloading our healthcare system, our public schools, our infrastructure, and our welfare programs with countless more people who don't have a legal right to be here, but who you and I get to foot the bill for anyway. Instead of expelling those who flout our immigration laws, this administration plans to hand out 6,000 taxpayer-funded COVID vaccines to illegal aliens a day. This is what it looks like to put everyone else before your own people. Americans are struggling under record inflation. The price of everything from gas to food to electricity to clothing and home repairs has gone up. Businesses haven't yet recovered from COVID lockdowns. And this administration's answer is to import more people who have no right to be here and who put a massive burden on our economy. According to one estimate by the Federation for American Immigration Reform, illegal aliens cost U.S. taxpayers about $116 billion in 2017. That's more than $130 billion in today's dollars. This is what the Biden administration thinks of you, of your family, of your struggles, of who should be prioritized in the country that you pay to run. The left would rather funnel billions to flood this country with migrants who think they have the right to skip the line and flip off our laws, and they're going to do it on your dime. And the border that's been leaking like a sieve ever since this fool took office, get ready. Because it's about to explode. And that's your Reality Check, America. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube and Rumble pages, like us on Facebook and Twitter, and stay sane out there.